Say hi to each other. Hello.
Hi.
Congratulations to all of you. Two more lessons to finish. Meaning to say, next lesson might be the last lesson. You will be fully liberated. I don't know if you are missing the class or you're waiting why the course hasn't finished yet. Okay, I think next lesson might be the last lesson for the question open book test and also the refund. So that's all on me. So today we will almost finish the whole thing. Okay. So class, let's try to go through. Please let me do a little bit recapitulation. Okay. So please try to recall. We have finished the introduction about the learning attitude. Okay. Then second is the benefit of meditations. We watched through a video clips. Then the third is the condition. So we need to say that it's about the self-restraint. There's a three type of people, two type of strong people, method of repentance, and sign of eradication of major offenses. Okay. Then we talk about the adequacy of the requisites. This is about your job. All right. Okay. Once you are about to join the retreats, you must be a leisure and quiet place, and you have to stop the outer course and business and close to the Kayana Mitata. Kayana Mitata, you must be a good friend now. Then after review the external factor, we go back to internal factor, which is condemn desire and avoid and abandon hindrances. Okay, so about the abandoning the greed, hatred, sloth, and torpor, worry, and restlessness, and the doubt. Then we go to the practice. So in previous lesson, we talk about meditating by sitting. Okay, so remember, we understand there is a different type. There are different types of the breathing. Okay, the chest breathing, abdominal breathing, womb breathing, and the tortoise breathing. Okay, so most of you say, "Oh, I don't hope for the tortoise breathing." Okay, well, there are some students they hope for. Actually, I feel happy people aim for tortoise breathing because our tortoise breathing meaning to say that it's about the fourth jhana in Buddhism, you know. So your heart must be always, you have a strong heart for cultivation, then you will think for it. But for Junji, I think you're still in the time to clear all your debt prepare the fund for your children or what. Maybe Yogi is still about the dog. Okay, but for Mr. Teo and Mrs. Teo, you should think about, yes, I should practice. You are prepared for your next life already, you know, in your age, am I right? Okay. Well, anyway, we can't force you. Once time sin, you will think about, I hopefully in my next life I can die peacefully. I can choose where I wish to go. Okay, actually, it is preferably Mr. Teo and Mrs. Teo. You can continue some Buddhism study. All right, then so that you can decide where you want to go in your next life. I think the homework of your present life is quite enough already. Am I right? You are done already, right, with the present life homework? Okay. But with Yuki, since you remain bachelor, you have a good condition also. Fully, in the cultivation also. For the mental development, for the religions, for Yogi. I think in Theravada, they are quite. They always encourage people to join the retreat. Am I right? Yogi in Theravada. So of course you have to prepare for yourself. Okay, class. So just after we talk about the breathing, now we go to the skills. So remember in the first lesson, I mentioned to you that there are totally 5 steps in the Anapanasati. We finished the step 1, counting breath. Second is a long and short breath, which is without counting. So today we'll try to finish all the skills. All right. Basically, it is okay for you to know all the skills. Even though you are just maybe in the step number 1. It just seems like I give you a whole map. Okay, but you have to begin from the starting point. But by knowing the whole map, you have confidence. You know what to do next step by next step. Okay, that's something you can do. Then after the graduation, actually you got a few of the choice. Number 1, you can join the Qigong class. Okay. Now it's about more than 1,000 people is in the waiting list because the temple cannot open, you see. Yeah, we're in the waiting list because most of them have basic in the Qigong. So they want to try my Qigong way. But this one is confined to the student who stay in Klang Valley. Okay, because we have to see face by face, practice the Qigong to avoid any accidents. Okay, so you can apply for it. Okay, for the Qigong. Well, Qigong can, I mean, make you progress faster, especially in the physical body, in the meridian and the chakras. Okay, of course, if you do Anapanasati very well, it's not necessary to go to the Qigong. Okay, but if you can't do well, you have to look for the alternative. Just do all the skill or what. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We use it as a tools only. We don't really. I don't want my student go to take refuge to the Qigong. So in order to be eligible to learn the Qigong, you must be graduate from the meditation class in the first place. Okay. So secondly, if let's say you want to join the Qigong, you can join other Dharma class or other Dharma class. If you think, well, you need more things, just the meditation for beginner is not enough. Yes, we still got some English class for you, for you for admission. Of course, it's not the. It is how should it's a middle admission, So you just join the class because the class had been started already, So you can do things like this, Okay, next let's take a look, And then one more thing is, okay, I need you to get me more people so that I can continue the intake number. You are intake number 9, right? You are intake
number 9.
So I need I need more people so that I can begin intake number 10. Anyone can introduce somebody to me? Can you put up your hand? You can introduce me, okay. Okay. How many you can introduce me?
Try.
Oh.
We can try.
You can try.
How many people you can introduce, Junji?
I can think of 2 at the moment.
Okay, so it's good 2 already, Okay, try meaning to say is something is very abstract to me, So I like the figure 2. Anyway, I can only start the class with the minimum number of 8, and I need your help because I myself, I cannot go out and just simply catch the people. Even though I go to Facebook, people feel so scary with the monk, or I'm not a salesman, so you feel good. You introduce people because the cost is free. Okay, we refund them back. Okay, because this is our responsibility as a temple, to help the society. Okay, so to get it. Yes, Junji, yes.
So the person that I'm thinking to recommend is Indian, so that is okay, right?
Oh, no problem. Oh, we got Sri Lankan before. Oh, Indian is my favorite. Yeah, because Shakyamuni is an Indian, right? Oh, so I even like them very much. Okay, please, more Indian. Okay, because for English class, quite hard for me to target because Theravadin already get some market. They already target English people. The banana, so the market is very limited. Okay, the Chinese will come for me, but for some banana they prefer Mahayana, so they will come to me. With the broken English, they will come to me because they don't like the feeling in Theravada. It not really suit them, not compatible to them, so they come to me. Okay, so for Indian Sri Lankan, okay, it's up to them. If they come my place, I got a little bit. I have a mixture with the Chinese culture and Chinese style. If they come, okay. So that's so I'm waiting for you, for your recommendation. So I will start the class once. Once I can get the minimum number of 8 people to initiate the class. Okay. Okay. So let's continue. Okay. Okay, class. Now, so just remember that the tortoise breathing, the tortoise-like breathing meaning those meditate for 4 jhana can do the same. Survive without air and their heartbeat stops. All right. Okay, and then the difference is the corpse, since their body is not decayable, and biological survive, structure is still alive. So, okay. When somebody goes strong, the breathing turns from partly tortoise-like to fully tortoise-like state. Okay. But for beginner, okay, there shouldn't be over-ambitious, okay? There shouldn't over-ambitious, and act with undue haste, the upgrade of nose breathing to abdominal breathing is considerably good. Okay, so now we try to finish it. So we go to the counting, we finish the counting. Now we go to the long and short breath. Okay, Yogi, can you please read it out? Okay. On the mic, please, Yogi.
I know. Okay, long and short breath. If you are able to do so, then you should give up counting and proceed to the next stage. If you are breathing in a long breath, you know that it is a long in breath, or breathing out a long breath. You know that it is a long out breath. Similarly, if you are breathing in a short breath, you know that it is a short in breath, or breathing out a short breath. You know that it is a short out breath. What is long or short here? It is the duration of time. If it takes a long time to breathe, then it is a long breath. And if it takes a short time to breathe, then it is a short breath. Breathe normally and do not try to make a breath long or short. Do not mentally label as long or short. However, if you must use a mental labeling, then only label such as in-breath, out-breath, or breathing in, breathing out. Only be aware if the breath is long or short, but concentration must still be on the breath that is touching the nostril or upper lips. Do not follow the breath inside the body or outside the body. If the meditator followed the breath inside or outside of the body, he will not be able to perfect his concentration. Therefore, it is better to concentrate like this on the breath, which is touching the nostril or upper lip for 1 or 2 or 3 hours. However, for those who can concentrate calmly like this and yet no nimitta appear, then they should proceed to the next stage.
Okay, thank you so much. Please highlight the point. Okay, class, do you remember that in the first lesson, okay, you can either count the breath or without counting the breath. Without counting the breath is the long and the short breath, okay? So we go in more detail today. Okay, what does it mean, a long and short breath? Basically, class, let's take a look. This is the touching point. We always focus at touching point only, okay? Sometimes you take longer times to pass through the touching point. Sometimes it takes shorter times to pass through the touching point. So that is, we call it long breath and short breath. That's all. Okay. Well, according to the text, please breathe normally. Okay, just breathe normally. Don't force yourself. Okay. Okay. And then here, shall I know anybody would observe the breath without counting? Can you put up your hand? Okay, Junjie. Yes, Junjie. Is it happen to you that sometimes it take longer time the breath pass through, sometimes just shorter time? Is this true? Or you don't realize it? Or is this true?
I do try to make myself breathe long breathe.
Oh, no, you should breathe normally only actually. Just breathe normally, don't go to control it, because once your mindfulness is strong, your breath automatically will getting stronger. You shouldn't force it. Okay. So do you notice sometimes it take longer time to go through this area and shorter time? You notice that?
now that you mentioned, it always takes longer because I control my breath to be longer.
You shouldn't control it. Okay, it's wrong already. How about Mr. Teo? Do you feel sometimes it takes longer time or sometimes shorter time? Which is correct, right?
Yes,
Based on normal breathing.
Normal breathing.
I think it's longer time.
You mean it takes longer time to pass through this area, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I breathe slowly.
Yeah, that will be fine. Okay, so class, if let's say it happens, just let it happen naturally. It doesn't really need for you to do any labeling. Okay, but some people they feel uncomfortable without labeling because you used to count in the beginning. So if you want to do the label, so you say according to the text, you say so don't label as a long and a short. Don't label it. Okay, maybe you just label as an in breath or out breath. Okay, okay. So that's the thing on me. So this is what you should try to do. So do not follow the breath inside the body and outside the body. Okay, again, if let's say your observation is beyond this touching point, you go to observe the breath go into the body or go out, you cannot attain samadhi. You cannot. Because of the samadhi, it must be always in this area because it's about the nimitta. Okay, what is nimitta? So coming soon. Now we go to the next paragraph, which is whole breath. Okay, okay, class. Okay, if you try to compare long and short breath and the counting breath, okay, this is a counting breath. This is a long and short breath. Which one is more higher standard? You think? This is the counting. This is a long and short breath without any labeling. Which one is more higher standard? You can.
Long and short.
Two. Number two.
Okay, number two. Yes. How about Yoki? You can just vote one or two. That's all.
Number two.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, at least you can notice that But sometimes people they don't know. They say no. They will give me the opposite. So if you if you tell me the opposite thing, meaning to say that maybe you don't really you are not fully comprehensible for you. Maybe the whole thing is not fully comprehensible for you. And maybe something wrong with me. Or something wrong with you. Okay, now next is the whole breath. Li Ping, can you please read it out? Whole breath.
Whole breath. The meditator should be aware of the whole breath, continuous from the beginning to the end. You should not mentally label as beginning, middle, end. But if you must label, then label such as in breath, out breath, or breathing in, breathing out. Only and knowing the whole breath from the beginning to the end, which is touching at one place on the nostril or upper lip, without following it inside the body or outside. If the meditator is able to concentrate in this manner for 1 or 2 hours, then the nimitta may arise. However, whether the nimitta arise or not, you should continue to the next stage. A mental wish. At this stage, you make a mental wish, may my gross breath become. Gradually, the breath will become smooth, subtle, and calm by itself. You must not purposely make the breath calm or subtle. If you purposely make the breath calm, then gradually you will gasp for air and become tired. If the breath becomes subtle by itself and the mind is calm on it, most meditators, by the power of meditation, do not find the head, nose, or body. But there exists only the breath and the mind, which is meditating on it. At that moment, you cannot find I or he. At that time, there is only the concentrated mind fixed on the breath. If the mind is calm and concentrated on it for an hour, then for that period, isn't the connection with loka, worldly affairs being cut. It becomes higher kusala, wholesomeness. This kusala becomes rather close to upachara masadi.
Oh, samadhi.
Due to present effort in concentration and past parama, the minita may arise at this stage.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, please highlight the point, class. Okay. Okay, class, basically, if let's say you are doing very well in the long and short breath, you should shift to the whole breath. Okay. What is the meaning of the whole breath? The meaning of whole breath meaning to say that from the beginning to the end, you are aware the breathing, you see. Class, let's take a look. Okay. So just now, so we talk about the long and short breath. Okay. Now whole breath meaning to say that, you see, the breath is passing through the blue area. The blue area from the very beginning to the end of the blue area, you are just mindful to the whole stage. So we call it as a whole breath. So don't misinterpret that whole breath means to say the breath go into the abdomen and come out to the abdomen. No, it doesn't mean that. Okay. So class, if you try to compare long and short breath and the whole breath, which is more subtle, more higher standard. Okay, you can vote now.
Whole breath.
Long and high.
Whole breath is two.
Long and short.
Which one? Which one?
Whole breath.
Whole breath. Yeah, whole breath. Basically, logically, if this is an objective question during the examination, people also will just stand back whole breath. Of course, the latest one must be better than, must be higher standard than the front one. It will upside down, right? Anyway, you have to know the logic behind it. This is not examination. You have to know the logic behind in order to get the right answer. Plus, you see just now, we just know long and short breath only, right? So meaning to say sometimes we notice that the time is very short. Sometimes the time is very long to pass through the area. But now, no matter it's a long or short breath, the whole how to say, the whole process from the beginning, from the middle to the end, you will totally know it all. So quite sure it is higher standard. If you are not mindful, quite sure you will miss out the thing. You see or not? You must be very mindful. Okay. But if let's say you cannot meditate well, you have to shift to other stage. We call it as a mental wish. Mental wish means to say that before meditation, you have to determine for yourself. You just tell yourself that, okay, I have half an hour for meditation. I must do well in half an hour. Yeah, by determination, you will do well. We call it as a mental wish. Here, especially for Junjie and Liping, you still got kids. Preferably morning, maybe Junjie meditate, and then let Liping to take care with all the kids. Okay, in the night time, you take shift. Once the kid all getting adult, you also already accumulate a lot of the meditation experience. Don't start once you retire, you kaku already all your boon have been it's so, so hard already. So you have to begin now. So the couple is very good. Both you learn together. So morning she take care, and the night time you take care. Then after accumulation of a few years, then you got a lot of paramit there already. Okay. So but for Mrs. Teo, Mrs. Teo, oh, I think you are so free already. So 24 hours you can meditate if you can, you wish. So the whole 24 hours you can just do meditation. If you don't need to take care with the grandchildren. Okay, so that is the way I see. Okay, for Yuki, you have to take care with the dog. So you let the dog all be liberated. You liberate the dog, then you liberate yourself. Okay, well, anyway, I think time planning is still important. So I don't say you just put all the time in meditation. No, you just make it separate. You just do the good time planning. Even me, I myself, I also do my time planning. I need time for myself, and I need the time for contribution also. Because of the contribution, then people will offer me back. We still need all things. So we need many segments within our life to make it more comprehensive. Okay. Okay. Unless you are about to pass away. If you notice that, oh, maybe just one more year I'm going to pass away, so you should fully do the meditation. For the last year before you pass away. Get the question, how do I know I will pass away after 1 year? Well, you can only know meditation only. Yeah, some people that meditate very well, they will know, oh, after 1 year I'm going to pass away. Okay, so you go back to the square, still have to meditate. Okay, something is very funny here. Okay, then let's take a look. Okay, okay, this is about the mental wish. Here we mentioned that there's something about the upachara samadhi. Upachara samadhi meaning to say is the excess concentration. Okay, it's excess concentration. How do we understand? Okay, okay. If let's say Jun Jie, okay, I give you GPS. So you reach Erti. How do you define? How do you know that you have already reached Erti? Jun Jie.
Well, when the GPS tells me that I already reached Erti.
Yes. Okay. Well. Okay. Let's say. Okay. Now. Okay. So we just mute the GPS. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Not exactly. Even though GPS said, "Oh, you have reached the destination." Not really. Okay. Why? Why do I say so? Okay, Junjie. If let's say you come to the gate Okay. You haven't stepped inside the gate. So you haven't stepped after the gate to the Erti. Can you say that you have? Can you say that you have reached Erti? Not yet, right? You must at least step inside. Then you say, oh, I reached Erti. So the gate is the beacon to, it's the beacon to tell whether you reach Erti or not. So class, if you reach the gate, you are considered upachara samadhi. Once you, after the upachara samadhi, you are considered as a first jhana. So we get it. You know what I mean? Yes. So meaning to say that, okay, what the GPS said, you have reached the destination. Technically speaking, you are just upachara samadhi. You are near Erti only. Okay. So upachara samadhi is a state. Remember, we mentioned you before. Once you reach the upachara samadhi, number one, you will feel the disappearance of the whole body. You have to know, because people will get scared of you. How come my whole body disappeared? But if you know it, you are waiting for disappearance of the body, but it end up never disappeared. It used to be happen like that. You wait for it, then it never happened. Okay, but sometimes the thing will happen coincidentally or accidentally. Okay, class, remember that the disappearance of the body is a very good state. It shows that you are in the upachara samadhi. Okay, but if you're very close to the first jhana, as long as you are very close to the first jhana, you will your organ will temporarily malfunction. You don't hear any sound, you don't smell anything, even though the neighbor cook curry or coffee, you don't smell it. Even though there's a thunderstorm, you don't hear it. Because your mind has been fully absorbed to the nimitta. Okay, so what is the nimitta? Okay, let's go through the meaning of the nimitta. Okay, so Mr. Teo, can you please write it out, nimitta?
Nimitta. The nimitta can appear of different people in different way. it can look like white bread, a long white bread, a long white light, a star, a cloud, or white cotton wool. It can appear some as covering the whole face, or like the sun or the moon, or a pearl or ruby. It appears to different people in different way because it's produced by perceptions. Even though Anapanasati is only one meditation subject, it can produce various types of nimitta depending on the individual perceptions. The breath then becomes smoky gray color in the beginning. At that time, if you maintain the mind calmly on the breath, only when will the breath and the smoke color become one without any difference. When the nimitta is grayish smoke color, is the Tarikama nimitta at the Tarikama Samadhi stage. It becomes white like a heap of cotton. This nimitta is called Ugaha nimitta. It becomes quite high. If this white Ugaha nimitta is stable, the meditators must try to make the mind calm and concentrated on it. All this stage in trying to do so, you should not pay attention to the color of the nimitta, but pay attention on it as just the nimitta. For example, there is a cup full of water. A pearl is placed on it. Like this example, just sink the mind into the nimitta. Do not investigate. It is not necessary to investigate, as anicca, dukkha, anatta is not necessary to investigate whether it is hot or cold, hard or soft, and not necessary to pay attention on the color of the nimitta. No need to try to make the mind calm and concentrated on the nimitta only. If he tries so, the nimitta will change from the white stage to a very brilliant stage, like planet Venus. Such a nimitta is called Panibhaga nimitta. If the Panibhaga nimitta is attained, try to make the mind calm and concentrated on it. If the mind is calm and concentrated on the nimitta for 1 or 2 hours, most meditators can easily discern the jhana factors. If this reflects on them at that time.
Okay, thank you so much. Please thumb out if you finish. I can see you. Okay. Okay, class, thank you so much. Okay, class, basically during the meditation, mostly people say, just ignore whatever you see. It is correct in certain contexts. But if let's say now the meditation based on the Visuddhimagga, if you see some spotlight appear and the spotlight which is quite stable, you have to know what is it about. Okay, nimitta basically in English we call it as a sign, S-I-G-N sign. How is the sign look like? Plus, basically, for Anapanasati, your sign might appear as a cotton. Some people will view it as a cloud. Some people may view it as a ruby. Some may view it as smoke, cobwebs, or like a sun. Basically, in the very beginning, the nimitta is not very clear, but it will be getting clearer and clearer once your samadhi is getting stronger and stronger. We label the unclear nimitta as a ugaha nimitta. Okay, and the nimitta getting clearer and clearer, and it will getting closer and closer with you until it will incorporate with your breath. So at this time, we call it as a parikama nimitta, ugaha nimitta, patibagga nimitta. We call it as a patibagga nimitta. Okay, class, basically, the nimitta is very important in this Visuddhimagga system because no nimitta, no jhana. So the nimitta is very crucial. But okay, why does the nimitta appear? According to Visuddhimagga, why there's a different form and a different color? The different form you view is due to your different perception. Your perception meaning to say that, it's something in your brain, wherever you know. A nimitta is something mind-made. Okay, meaning to say that in certain stages, what you want to see, your nimitta will appear wherever you want to see to you. See or not? So in the simple way that in the very beginning, even though the nimitta appeared, you will notice that, please ignore it. Don't bother it. Okay, the nimitta getting closer and closer to you, you know that, but please just ignore it. Okay, when are you going to observe the nimitta? It's once the nimitta reach the stages that the integration between the breath and the nimitta, meaning to say that once the breath is the nimitta, nimitta is the breath, and the color turns become transparent, then you observe the nimitta. Meaning to say that you observe the nimitta, you observe the breath, and you observe the breath, you also observe the nimitta because they are united. Okay, at that time, you need to meditate at least 2 to 3 hours, then you are about the first jhana. So that is this part you have to really understand. You have to know that, but just ignore it. Okay, well, nimitta is something it's quite powerful. Some people you use the nimitta maybe just to conquer the goals, but it is inadvisable for you to do this because if your nimitta disappeared, okay, it's quite hard for you to rebuild it. In some sutra or commentary that describe nimitta, it's just like just like a fetus in the mother womb. It is very precious, You must really take good care of it and don't make it a portion. Okay, without holding a good precept, and also during meditation session, you talk a lot, you can make it disappear. If you experience abortion, sometimes you want to pregnant again, it's quite hard for you. So the sutra always mention, well, this is like a fetus. You are like a pregnant woman, a mother. You must really take good care of it. It's very precious, you see. Okay, so that's we call as a nimitta. Okay, class, you have to differentiate. Sometimes the light appeared because it's like a light. People usually they say, "Oh, I see light," because not everybody know the exact terminology. They call it as the nimitta. So people will say, "Oh, today I see light," during the interview. So some auntie will say, "Oh, no light today." Actually, the nimitta doesn't appear because if you don't meditate well, of course the nimitta it won't appear. Okay, well, somehow for some people they can easily to get the nimitta, but for some people it's quite hard for them to get the nimitta. Okay, so you have differentiate this type of nimitta and the scattering light. If you meditate very well, sometimes you will see the light sparkling, just around, and then disappeared. Okay, that is not nimitta. But of course, the appearance of this type of thing is a good sign for you because all is made by your mind due to the samadhi power. Once you concentrate well, without, all the wandering mind, without the resting mind, the mind very focused, then this thing will appear. But we don't want the scattering mind, but we only want the nimitta. Okay, why you see the nimitta? Because once you were very concentrated, okay, according to Abhidhamma, they got 8 elements. If you analyze the particles for our materiality, the finest part of the material, the final parts of after analysis, after analyzing the material, we call it as a kalapa. It's just something like an atom. All right. So there's one. The atom consists of 8 parts, 8 elements. One element we call it as the color. The color to decide your color of the nimitta. Once the accumulation of the color in a very big bar, then you will see the light. Okay. So in the beginning, you are very strict. You are quite stranger to it. It's very new to you, and you will suspect, whether the light is come from outside or not. Never mind, you can just off your light. You can try to meditate off all the light in the full dark. It appear again, so the light is not come out from. It doesn't come out from outside. It's come from your heart. So that is the good thing. Anybody see the light before? Can you put up your hand? Nobody witnessed the light before. Okay, so we should try hard for it. Okay, so this is a very good experience. So anyway, just see it normally and in a scientific way. Okay, I explain the scientific way. Don't make it as a superstitious. Okay, this thing is very normal. And don't play around with it. You can play it. If you play it, finally you abort. You experience abortion. Then you deserve it. Okay, so this is something about the nimitta. Okay, yeah. Any question regarding the nimitta? No, it depends on the student now. In some intake, more than half people they experience the nimitta. So they say, why the light appeared? Yeah. Okay. Basically, class, anapanasati is not the only way we will create the nimitta. No matter what, as long as you can meditate, the nimitta will appear. For some people, for some people. So meaning to say that even you do the walking meditation, even though you do the qigong, even you do the mantra chanting, as long as you can concentrate well, for certain people, the nimitta will appear. So meaning to say that this is a very common thing for all the yogi. It's a very common thing. Even though you practice yoga or Taoism, it can happen. Okay, get it, class? Okay, you see, this is the reason why we disallow the people who experience those experience schizophrenia to join the meditation class, because the schizophrenia means to say that there's something wrong with the brain. You see, so if let's say they ask the brain to create the nimitta, we don't know how to judge whether it's a real nimitta or it's due to the schizophrenia. You see, not. In the first lesson, I said that, so if you've got schizophrenia, you are disallowed to join, the retreat, okay, without the medication. You must heal your brain first. Make sure your brain properly function. Then we know, the nimitta is the real one. It's due to the samadhi, not due to your schizophrenia. Okay, class, do you get it? Okay, yeah.
So, normally your advice is how long we should meditate a day?
How long you should meditate? You should meditate. Okay. Well, until you feel numb in your leg. When your leg numb, you cannot endure. Okay. Basically, okay. Remember the counting breath, half an hour. Then you can change to the long and short breath. Okay. For a long and short breath, if let's say if your leg feel numb, you can shift your leg. It's okay one. Okay. All right. In order to tackle the numb of the leg, you should do more yoga and qigong. Basically, yoga, qigong, you will try to clear the blockage in meridian, then you can sit longer. You can't just do meditation. It's not that easy for many people. You need more qigong yoga to clear all the chakra and meridian for sitting longer. Basically, okay, Mr. Teo, if you wish to reach to the first jhana, at least 1 to 2 hours. Nimitta transparency, at least. So this is quite deep, like SCA in accountancy. It's a tougher subject. But if you pass it, then the all degree accountancy is nothing for you already. So I introduced the toughest subject, but I think if it's too tough for you, maybe you can begin with a diploma in accounting first. So diploma means to say half an hour, 1 hour in the first place, and do more qigong yoga. Make sure your leg you can sustain, so you can sustain.
How many times you can change our leg? I mean, what is it?
Okay.
I mean, you have to restart the whole thing, something.
Not really. You will restart the whole thing. If you feel very pain, you have to shift the leg. You have to change the leg, because if you don't change the leg, you are meditate on pain rather than anapanasati. Am I right? Because they always say, "Oh, so pain." You are not meditating. So you have to change the leg. Okay.
When we say pain 3 times, maybe it goes away.
Oh no, I don't think so. I think you would like to get over you. But of course, sometimes you have to endure. It depends on the situation. Okay. But anyway, just as I say, if let's say one meditation session, you change your leg for 20 times, you are meditate on changing leg. You are not meditating. Am I right? So I say, okay, you can change your leg, but it doesn't mean you can change numerously. You see, not in a very not without limitation, you see. So meaning to say you have to prepare your leg, always do the exercise and clear the blockage in your meridian in your leg. Make sure you do something on it. Okay, so that's why you have to come to Friday class, do all the energy, all the yoga, try many things just to make sure the sustainability. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Please try to check. You should be sit longer and longer along the period from half an hour to 45 minutes. You notice that how come I can sit better and better and longer? That is the proper way
Yeah.
Okay, get it So it's no much question Okay. Some students they got a lot of questions because they're very curious. Okay. So it's good. You are not curious. Okay, let's continue. Okay. So after the nimitta, okay, please do some spelling correct. This is the Patibhaga, P-A-T-T-I, Patibhaga nimitta. Maybe let me show you a more correct pronunciation, spelling. Let's see. Okay, Patibhaga nimitta. Please wait for me. I try to get you a correct Pali. Let me check for you. Patibhaga. So this is correct pronunciation. Patibhaga. So this is more correct. No, this one is more correct. The second one. There's a dot under the T, and there's dash along the above the A. This is the proper Pali. What's the Patibhaga nimitta? Patibhaga. Okay, class, one thing I have to remind you, the nimitta during the experience is the privacy. It's just like you're saving bank account. Don't go to simply tell everybody. Yeah. Because sometimes people, they don't know what is a privacy. It's your privacy. Don't simply tell. So you just tell your colleague and your teacher only. So if people, some gossip, but they say, oh, you got nimitta or not? You say, oh, sorry, I don't know. You just don't answer simply. Because sometimes people will judge you based on nimitta, you see. You say, oh, I got a very good nimitta. But people, they somehow they feel that you seems a lot of defilement, always get angry. How come you get nimitta? I think you are lying. So a lot of this thing will complicated. So what happened to you, and you report to your teacher know, then your teacher guide you, that's all. Don't go to tell the other people. Okay, because if you claim that hey, I'm a millionaire, but I don't know why the way I see you, I don't not like a millionaire. See, there's a lot of trouble already. You see, you got a lot of money, so you keep yourself. So I don't need to disclose to other people, and the recognition is not necessary from other people, right? So that's we call it privacy. Always remember that. Okay, and also sometimes involve the psychic. somehow after the meditate, you can feel, you know something happen in the future, all this type of stuff, you have to look for the teacher and look for the right people to talk. Just don't simply tell. You will create trouble for yourself. Some people, they got this type of talent, you know, after a few times meditate, they can feel something happen, you see, and they always dream for something, you see, or they can predict all these things. So be careful with all these things. Okay, so next. So after this, we will go to the 5 jhana factor. So class, how do we know that you have attained first jhana by verification of the jhana anga factor? So this is the jhana factor. Yeah, Mr. Stewart, can you please read it out?
Five jhana factors are apparent. 1. Vaitaka, initial application of the mind. It is the applying of the mind on the object. The anapana panibhaga nimitta. 2. Vichara, sustained application of mind. The continuous sustaining of the mind on the anapana patibhaga nimitta. 3. Pati, joy, liking for the object, anapana panibhaga nimitta. 4. Sukha, pleasant feeling or happiness associated experiencing the anapana panibhaga nimitta. 5. Ekagata, pointedness of mind on the anapana patibhaga nimitta.
Okay, thank you so much, class. Remember spelling wrong. Patibhaga, P-A-T.
Patibhaga.
So the T, there's one dot under the T. So just change all. The font is not properly shown. Sorry for that. Okay, class, one more spelling mistake here is a pati, P-I-T-I, piti. It's not pati, it's a piti. P-I-T-I.
P-I.
P-I-T-I.
P-I-T-I, number 3. Okay, P-I-T-I.
Pati.
P-T. Okay. Đây. Bộ hay đấy.
Okay, class, once you finish highlight, please try to memorize these 5 terminology. Vitaka, Vichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekagata. Please try to memorize. Okay, you can just raise your hand by Zoom. Okay, once you finish. Okay. If you can you cannot memorize, just repeat 3 to 5 times. Okay, so class finish. What is the meaning? The meaning for the Vitakka, you see class, if let's say this is the nimitta, right? Okay, this is the nimitta. Once you pay attention on the nimitta, we call it as the Vitakka. Okay, and then you just continue observing it, we call it as a vichara. Basically, it's the same. Once you pay attention in your breath, it's a vitakka. And once you can just sustain observing it, we call it as a vichara. It's just like a bee. This is a flower. Once the bee reaches to the flower, we call it as a vitakka. When the bees keep on just lingering over the flower, we call it as a vichara. Once you can vichara for quite a long time, you will get a joy. So the primary joy, we call it as the piti. It's just like thirsty people discover the water in the desert. All right. And then second, once the joy getting longer, get stronger, we call it as a sukha. A sukha is just like a thirsty people, as we mentioned. He drinks the water. So that is the sukha. So meaning to say that drinking the water compared with watching the water, of course, drinking is stronger. So the sukha can make a people feel very joy. Piti also get very joy. So lastly is ekakata. You will find the one-pointedness, the unification between the breath and your heart. You will find that your mind is the breath, your breath is the mind. That is the unification. So once these 5 factors they are fully developed, you are considered as the first jhana. So you get it? Okay, you have to know that because if one day you go to join the retreat, you know how to communicate with your teacher. Of course, the teacher must be with the same tradition with this Visuddhimagga. And basically, I think most of the Theravada, they are using the 5 jhana anga factor, 5 jhana factor to scrutinize which stage you are. This is what they try to do. But nimitta no. So class always remember, some tradition in Theravada, they deny nimitta. Okay. Who recognize nimitta? Okay, one I can tell you. In Myanmar, the Pao tradition, they recognize. Ajahn Brahmawamso, Thailand, they recognize. Taoism, they also recognize. But Taoism is the Dan Tao, meaning to say for those who, to meditate, to make the one circling of the Da Zhou Tian, Xiao Zhou Tian. So they recognize the nimitta. And yoga also recognize nimitta. So you have to know. If you go to the tradition, they deny the nimitta. So if you got nimitta, you just keep quiet. So that you won't confuse. How come this teacher said you need a nimitta, then the teacher said, no, you don't want the nimitta, then you get confused already. So sometimes that's why if you learn, it is good for you to learn more than one teacher, but make sure it is under one tradition, so it wouldn't be contradicted. Which you see during SPM, we just take exam for English 322, am I right? This is the English, the British, you see. If you mix with the TOEFL, then you get confused because British and USA English sometimes are different, you see. So our syllabus is designed after considering the contradiction. So make sure you learn under one Commonwealth system so you won't be contradicted. But now for Buddhism, you are open to decide your own syllabus. So sometimes if you decide the wrong thing, you will get confused already. How come this teacher and that teacher is contradiction, all right? And I'm the Mahayanist monk, and you learn from the Theravada, then you say, how come they're also different? You also hate it. Don't know which one is the right, which one is the wrong, you see. Okay, so sometimes it will happen in this way. You have to ask how we will clarify to you. Even the Vinaya, you see, we are different, you see. You can offer me the money, but some Theravada monk, they don't possess the money. Maybe we said they don't touch the money, you see. So that's a different. So sometimes it's good for you to learn, but be careful for the discrepancy. Now we go to the 5 kinds of mastery. Okay, yes, Junjie, can you please read it out? 5 kinds of mastery.
5 kinds of mastery. Mastery in everything. Mastery in attaining. Being able to enter jhana whenever you wish to. Master of revolve. Being able to stay in jhana for as long as you determine to stay. Master in emerging. Being able to emerge from the jhana at the time you determine to emerge. Mastery in reviewing.
Yeah, please highlight the point, please. Yuki, what do you learn in Theravada? It's just quite different. What are you learning now? Or is it quite same?
I think these terms, all these are in the Theravada one, the terms here, the jhana, all this I learned before.
Quite similar lah, huh? More similar lah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, good lah. Huh? Okay. So class, let's take a look. Huh? What is the meaning for this five mastery? Huh? Class, basically you have to master all these five things before you proceed to the first jhana. Okay, number one is the mastery in attaining, meaning to say that whenever you want to attain to the jhana, you can attain, no matter where. Even though you meditate in the market, even though you meditate in your house, you can. Meaning to say you have the mastery in attaining. Secondly, the mastery of resolve, meaning to say that how long you stay in the jhana is up to you. Okay, class. I think maybe we all experienced that. Maybe Li Ping, no, because Li Ping is younger than us and Yoki younger than us. No. I think we are quite about the same generation. Remember, okay, during our childhood, we do the study, right? We know tomorrow examination. We used to study before the examination, right? So we tell ourselves that, okay, tomorrow morning, 2 a.m. I have to wake up so that for study examination. Then 7 p.m. I will go to the school. You see, even without doing the clocking, you will wake up exactly the time, right? Anybody experience that? Put up your hand. Yes, you see, okay, we all experience that. You see, that is the meaning of a mastery in resolve. So meaning to say that before you meditate, you see the clock. Okay, I want to meditate. I want to finish my meditation after 1 hour. So you close your eye, meditate. Exactly, you will emerge from the meditation after 1 hour. So there's something miracle in our brain. We got the biological clock. So if let's say biological clock can serve for us in this way, of course meditation can even better, right? So we call it as a mastery in the resolve. And the thirdly is the mastery of emerging, meaning to say that whenever you want to emerge, you can emerge. Okay. So the third one, I think, is the easiest for us without any training, because we are always looking for the time when the time's up, right? So without any training, we are always a mastery in emerging. But mastering in resolve and mastering in attaining is quite hard for us to train for. Okay. Whereas a mastery in review and mastery in everything, you will learn it if you go to sign in the course for the advanced level of meditation. Okay, so we talk about it at that time. Okay, in our history in Mahayana, we got a few monks who can really meditate so well. So number one is the Guang Qing Lao Hesang. So this is the monk. Guang Qing. Okay. According to his bibliography, he managed to meditate for 1 month. Okay, 1 month. Okay. He was staying in the jungle, and the monkey come to feed him with the food. He just take fruits only. So he has been he has been labeled as a fruit monk before. Okay, and he just passed away just 1980 something only. A very contemporary people, very near. I mean, the time is quite near to us. Okay, now if you go to Taiwan, if you pay visit to Taiwan, you can visit his temple. The Shangri-La is still available, and you can try to meditate in front of his Shangri-La to feel his energy. He can help you to meditate better. Then there's one more monk. Okay, I don't know whether I should introduce you to Theravada monk or Mahayana monk. If I introduce a Mahayana monk, all is Mandarin, you will lose, you see. If I introduce you to Theravada monk, but you are the Chinese, I also confused to know who I should guide you to. Okay, one more maybe I can introduce a mixture. One more Chinese monk is a Fuyan. Okay, so according to his bibliography, he managed to meditate for 1 week, and I think in Penang. He came to Penang, and he can his how should I put it? His age is about 110 before he passed away. His age is about more than 100 years old. You see, and according to the bibliography, his bibliography, he meditated during the time of the communism, okay, and he has been seriously beaten by the by the Hong Wei Ping, and had been imprisoned. He meditated. Once he was in prison, and he, spiritually, he reached to the Tushita, and he learned the Dharma talk from the Maitreya Buddha. So this thing happened. You can check his bibliography, Reverend Xu Yun, and then you will notice that he witnessed Maitreya Buddha preaching before. This is something to encourage you. Okay. So this happens to this Xun Lao San. But in Theravada also, they got some monks can meditate very well. Let me see. I think Ajahn Mana. Ajahn Mana is a type monk, can meditate quite well. Ajahn Mana. He can meditate quite well. Okay. So this is a type monk. Okay. I think it's more in English. If you go to look for Ajahn Man, more in English. Then this is one example I can tell you. Okay, but if by knowing all this type of knowledge, it's easy for you to know more Theravada monk also. Maybe Ajahn Chah, you can read through. The articles regards the Ajahn Chah, and also maybe from the Dhammakaya, okay, from Thailand, you can know about that. And Pao Siado from Myanmar, you can read the article regards them. They are all great meditators, contemporary great meditators, like what the Xun Lao San and Guang Qing Lao San. Okay, in Tibetan monk also got one is recorded as a Miralaba. A Miralaba is a great yogi also in Tibetan Buddhism. Plus Miralaba. Okay, Milaraba. Milaraba, I think. Yes. Yes. Milaraba. Class, do you still remember the first session? There's a group of the Tibetan monk. They are able to melt down. Make the water evaporated, even though in the winter season. Right. That is recorded as a Tummo yoga. So the expertise of the Tummo yoga is Milaraba. You can record down. If you're interested, okay, even though you're not interested in tortoise breathing, maybe you wish to meditate, then the body keep warm, right? Until you can evaporate the water, so you can try to check for the Tummo yoga. Of course, we don't aim for this. Tummo yoga, you can heat up the body. We're using the energy for enlightenment. That is their style, quite similar with the Taoism. This type of meditation method. Because plus, in our lower abdomen and also the Muladhara chakra and the sexual chakra, there's a great storage of energy there. It's just like a serpent, a dormant serpent living there, So for Yogaism and Taoism, they will try to awaken this serpent and let the serpent crawl up across the sixth chakra, reach to the seventh chakra, and then unify. So this we call it as a jhana, but for them it's a liberation. Okay, if you learn the Qigong, there will be something about that. Okay, so do you get it? Okay. Yes, Junjie, do you want to awaken the dormant serpent or not? So to let it crawl along the body?
Not yet.
Not ready yet, Okay, so this is something you can just, so you just copy down the terms, so you can just further, for further study by yourself. Okay. Okay, next class, we go to the Vipassana. Okay, class, for Vipassana, we just memorize, okay, yes, let's take a look. Purification of view, purification of overcoming doubt, purification by knowledge and vision of path and not path, and purification by knowledge and vision of the way. So class, can you please just repeat this a few sentences or 3 to 5 times, please? Okay.
Purification of view, purification by overcoming doubt,
Please thumb up once you finish. Thumb up by Zoom. Raise hand by Zoom once you finish. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, class, I will explain much regards this. This is the knowledge regards to the Vipassana. So this meditation for beginners, level 1. Level 2 is the way to the Buddhahood. Level 3 is the Abhidhamma. If you go to the Abhidhamma, level 3, you will be, there will be further elaboration once you join to the level 3 class. Okay, so we just stop here. That will be good for you already. I think you know more than you should know, right? I think you know more than you should know already. The map is getting clearer and clearer for you for the whole things. Okay, from here, now meditation is not solely sitting only class. Sometimes meditation also involved in the daily life, all right? So, okay, Li Ping, can you please read it out? Standing.
Standing. Separate both legs for a distance of one leg. Relax from head to abdomen. Let the feeling of gravity fall on the foot.
Yes, okay, you should do it now. Okay, please stand up now. Okay, please stand up. We try to meditate on standing. Please try to stand up. Okay, stand up. Okay, then separate your leg. Okay, this distance similar with your shoulder. Separate your leg. All right. So please close your eye. Okay, close your eye. Start relax your head, your abdomen, and your leg. Okay, pay attention to your foot. Please feel the gravity and meditate over the touching between your foot and the floor, the feeling of the gravity until I call you now. So just focus on it, okay? Okay, yes, class, you can open your eye. Please sit down. Is there anybody satisfied for your own performance? Put up your hand. The standing meditation, you can feel focused very well. Mr. Teo only, one people. The rest, okay, Mrs. Teo, the rest half, right? Sometimes the might go out and then come back. Is this correct? Half. Yeah, Junjie, yes.
Yeah, I feel that I need to keep my balance.
You feel unstable, shaky. If you are not balanced, we need to say your leg is not wide enough. You have to separate widely, more distance, so you get more stable, like a building. How about Yoki? Half, right?
I feel my left leg like more, the pressure, the sensation on my foot, left side is like I press harder than the right side.
So we need to say you are imbalanced.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. As long as you can focus, that's the point. So I think maybe you are naturally imbalanced from left to right. So yourself, go for MRI checking. How about you? Li Ping, can you meditate half, right? Your performance half. Okay. So class, okay. Two things I can tell you. One now, for Mr. Teo and Mrs. Teo, if you can meditate very well, meaning to say that if let's say one day you feel very agitation now, your irritation now. Irritating meaning to say your mind is going up. If you pay attention to your leg, so the blood will flow down and your heart will be calmed down. Because our mind always together with the blood circulation. Okay. And meaning to say that meditation is not only limit on the breath only. The touching between your leg and the floor, also one of the meditation object. So class, do you understand? Okay, so we let you know, they got more method for meditation, not only the breathing only. Okay, so as for Mrs. Teo, you can try further, try longer, maybe 5 to 10 minutes until you feel satisfied. Sometimes you can use it, I mean, as an antidote to cure something like what I say, if the mind sometimes because I observe the breath sometimes is too subtle, you see. So if you observe the leg, because the area between the touching point between the leg and the floor is very wide, right? So you can meditate over that. Okay, so that is one thing you can try it out. Okay. Then repeating, please continue. Lying,
Lying. Lie at right side is the best posture, namely auspicious lying posture. It may cause you less dream, deep sleep, alert, no snoring, better digestive ability. Lie on facing up is good for short rest, but not for whole night sleep. Relaxing the entire muscle could remove fatigue soon.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's take a look. So how are we going to lie? So lie at the right side, like this way, I think it is good. Let me see. Okay, lie at the right side. You see a class. Yeah, I think this is good. Class, take a look. Our leg, if let's say your leg, is just really like a Shakyamuni, what overlap to each other, I don't think you can sleep overnight because the position is too rigid for you. So I think more practical, class, you see, your leg must be separate a little bit. Okay, and your hand, okay, I know some of you want to try to sleep like a Buddha, like this, you see. I think maybe later on your hand is very numb already. Then you wake up, very numb. So we do in a more practical way. Just at the right side, but maybe the hand, just like what you will see in the lady, like the lady, you see. The hand make it more flexible and the leg make it more flexible. I think that will be fine already. Okay, and okay, class, and the area between your body and the floor might be very wide, a big area, so you can meditate over it. So class, you can try it now. Just meditate over the touching part of the body and the floor. You can try it now, okay, until I call you about 1 minute now, okay. See how good the performance you can perform. Yeah, please lie down on the floor. Yeah, on the right side, like the lady. Okay. I will call you about 1 minute now. Even though without pillow doesn't matter. Okay, just lie down. 1 minute only. I don't need yoga mat blah. Just 1 minute only. Okay, very short only.
Marble floor is cold.
Yes, class, wake up. Yeah, wake up, please. Time's up already.
Continue to sleep.
Yes, okay. So class, you see, why we don't teach people meditate on sleeping position? Why it's easy fall to sleep? So sitting is the best position. Am I right? Basically, we show people, oh, I'm meditating. We never show the sleeping posture, but we show the sitting posture because look like more meditate or sleeping doesn't look like meditate. Okay, okay. So just not anyone, you satisfied with your performance? Put up your hand. You feel good. You can meditate quite well with the sleeping posture.
Feel good because you're going to sleep.
Oh, okay, no. Already, okay. But anyway, class, do you notice that the area between the body touching the floor is very wide, right? Compare with this. So meaning to say, why you easily fall to sleep? Because once you pay attention to the body, your blood will flow down. If let's say you do anapanasati, sometimes during sleeping you cannot sleep well because all the blood have been caught up already. You observe the breath, all the blood have been caught up. So if you observe the part of the body, the blood will be caught down, then and the chi also will be clawed down, you can sleep easily. So you get it? Okay. I mean, of course, because your object is the anapanasati, you should be always with the breath. But sometimes if you feel tension already, you can just shift the meditation to the bigger, wider area and to feel more, make yourself more comfortable and relaxed. Okay, so this is a very good relaxing way. Okay.
Focus same spot, is it?
Where to focus when
No,
you?
no. If let's say you're sleeping, meditate by sleeping, it depends on you. Let's say you prefer anapanasati, and anapanasati will not disturb your sleeping, just on the breath. Okay, but if let's say you observe breathing, you cannot sleep, so you observe the touching point of the whole body to the floor. Okay, you get it? It depends on the circumstances. Okay. Because some people are when they observe the breath too long, there will be some side effect. So we let you know you get more method. To just to adjust yourself. Okay, get it?
Yes.
No problem. Okay. So last one is about in the daily life. So just so daily life. Yes, Li Ping, can you please finish the daily life?
Life. Ordinary people can hardly understand that according to Zen, eating, washing, bowel movement, irritation, and etc. are all exceptionally Zen. For the beginner, focus on one thing without any thoughts, increase the efficiency and stabilize the life even though might not be able to reach jhana.
Yes, please highlight the point. We're about to finish the class. The class, you can experiment for the lying. You see, at the right side will be less dream, deep sleep, no snoring, better digestive ability. Class, you can try it out. Okay. So now about the daily life. Basically, class, meditate in daily life, meaning to say that you try to slow down the pace of your life. Okay, but you have to do it during the meditation retreat. So you can eat slow. So you just basically, I think, how long it takes you to finish a meal, Yoki? 3 minutes.
I very fast.
1 minute.
10 minutes like that.
10 minutes, okay. And so during the retreat, maybe you try to slow down, become 30 minutes for one meal. So how to make it 30 minutes in the simple way? Every mouth you have to chew for 30 times. You can just chew it. Okay, and even how you just spoon, you scoop the food to the mouth, then you will know very well. And then once you just, chew it, the saliva excretion, you know that, and the mixture, and just swallow down, and don't go to stomach. Oh, everything you know it very clear. So 30 minutes you need it, or if you slow down all everything. So we call it as a meditating in the daily life. Okay, including drinking, taking your shower, everything, even though urination, even though bowel evacuation, all. Okay, basically in daily life, we are not clear, we are not aware, because even though bowel evacuation, now people also check their Facebook maybe, so they don't know what happened in their body, but they just know the Facebook got seals or not. They just do everything. Basically now what happened now. So in the retreat, there is a time, there's a space for you to do that. Okay, well, I think in your house it's not that suitable. People think there's something wrong with you. How come everything's so slow? 1 minute, 30 minutes, and you walk very slow, and your drive is very slow. Then you get
Is it you call it mindfulness?
Yeah, mindfulness in daily life, we call it. Mindfulness in daily life. Yeah, I think maybe Mr. Teo and Mrs. Teo can try experiment in your house. So you just off the handphone. So maybe one day you try to slow down everything, see how you feel. So basically, if you are mindful in the daily life, once you shift to the meditation, you can sit down, you can sit better. Because you can sit better because the mindfulness is changing. Is shifting from the posture of daily life to sitting. Okay, but now basically no basically after meditation, then we have to act normally already, right? Not okay. And also of course we have to speak also in normally. We don't speak one word by one words. Jing, you speak this way to some morning. The officers are asleep already. You see, so we can't do this in the normal life, in the working environment. So class, you get it? Okay, you need a retreat for you to feel the meditation in the daily life, to feel 30 minutes for one meal, even wash the plate, maybe just 10 minutes to wash one plate. Try it. Just then you can see, you can feel more things. Even though the temperature of the water you can feel, even though how smooth the soup powder, everything you know it very well. Okay, so that we call it as a meditation in daily life. Okay, so class, this is for today. Okay, so in the next lesson.